All right, I got my guy Juraj Kocar, the founder of Somavedic and now co-founder of this beautiful product called Wyse Earth. If you guys are watching on live, you can actually see me. I'm holding up this amazing jar of honey. It's a powerful jar of honey, and we're going to talk about that. Juraj, welcome to the show, brother.
Thank you. Hi, Joel. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's great to have you back, man. If anybody remembers our first episode together, you know you're the founder of the Somavedic, which is I mean, we could talk about it, but I have one in my house, sitting in my kitchen right now to help charge my water, and I have the green amethyst one, and so it is designed to help block EMFs and really just neutralize a lot of these, potent, non-native EMFs that we're bombarded by all the time, and I think it's becoming more and more of a people are becoming more aware of it, And I remember talking to another guy who does something else, Justin. Can't forget his last name, but he has a company called EMF Rocks, and he was doing a lot of muscle testing and testing with folks, and he was noticing they weren't getting better, and he would do protocols on them, and they wouldn't get better. But when he started testing them and discharging the EMFs off them, he noticed that they would get better faster and everything would stick longer. So we know these EMFs are doing something, and that's why I reached out to you because I was so fond of the product and was just getting good results, and also using it to charge my water was another thing. So
Yeah.
now you're back though. You've got a new endeavor, and and I'm really excited about this because my family, believe it or not, you sent me some of this. You sent me some of this amazing adaptogenic honey, and my family, my kids got sick. My 10 and 7-year-old got sick, and so they were quite happy that I was bombarding them with this Wyse Earth adaptogenic honey. They were not mad. I think they stayed sick longer just so that they could continue to eat it. But talk to us about why you got involved in this new product, and it was so unique too. It was not just honey, it's not just adaptogenic extracts. The more I started to learn about it, I was like, wow, this is a really potent product.
Yeah. So, after 5 years with Somavedic, I was thinking about, what we can do more, or what I could do more for people. And I started to, of course, a lot of people know the Four Sigmatic or Mud Water. And so I started using their products. And thanks to those companies, I've started to dive deeper into the properties of adaptogenic mushrooms, their history, what they are, what they're capable of. And the more I was reading about them, the more fascinated I was by it, because it's something that is proven by like centuries. Adaptogenic mushrooms are used in traditional Chinese medicine for like more than 3,000 of years. So it's proven by time, and currently even by science. So this is something I had constantly on my mind, like I want to do something with adaptogenic mushrooms. And so I started this like a small project of mine. And during that process, I mean, no, very few people knew about it, that I'm working on something. And then all of a sudden, like a guy reached out to me that they would like to meet me. And I was not like that fond of, I was busy with other things, but I agreed. And he said that, hey, like we have this product, and it's on the market for almost 2 years in Czech Republic, and it's really great, and it's helping a lot of people. And so I asked, like, yeah, but what is it? And he said it's honey infused with adaptogenic mushrooms. And for me, like, that was like, wow, this is a huge synchronicity, because I was diving in the weeks and months before. I was diving deep into adaptogenic mushrooms. And then someone reaches out to me that, hey, we have this great product, that is working really well, and they would like to help to get to the US market, if I would help them. So this was the first thing that struck me, that I was from the get-go, I was in, thanks to the synchronicity, and that I knew what they are capable of. And then he started to like share the story, how he actually got involved or why he founded the company. And so it was because of a death of his unfortunate death of his sister, and she died yeah on because of cancer. They were like really close, but this was really sudden. No one knew she was sick. She didn't tell anyone. Later, they found out that she had the opportunity to do a surgery and an autopsy, but she decided not to, and she was looking for other ways how to get out of it. All of a sudden, she ended up in hospital, and yeah, a few days after that, she basically died, which was like a big tragedy for Daniel. His name is Daniel, but and so he was like going through this phase, and sometime after that, he met a guy that healed himself from stage 4 cancer, which was for him that was like a super surprise, because his sister died because of cancer, and now he knows a guy that healed himself.
Yeah.
And so they start like like talking, and he said that what cured him was basically the adaptogenic mushroom extracts. That was he was picking them by himself and doing the extracts by himself, which was quite fascinating. And how he got into it was to he was he was studying how it was done before, in how it was done in China and non-natural remedies. So he got into that, and he really healed himself. And Daniel, fascinated by this, he said like, yeah, but let's put this out to the world. Let's help as many people as possible, because of what happened to him and his sister.
Yeah.
So this is basically how it all started.
Yeah. Very cool. Talk about just, how Daniel, sourced the mushrooms. And because like you said, we were, and that was one of the things I asked you right away. I said, Juraj, there's tons of products out there. You already listed some. Four Sigmatic, that coffee product, I forgot what it's called. There's just tons out there, right? But what makes Wise Earth unique in the sense of I guess one, the sourcing, the synergy of the mushrooms that you're choosing. I'm looking at the bottle right now. We've got reishi, agaricus, which I don't even know what that one is. I'm not familiar, but chaga, cordyceps I've heard of. Maitake, great for, we probably can't say this, but we've seen a lot of good studies for cancer. Shiitake as well. Lion's mane, great for the brain. So you've got this beautiful synergy, but I'm wondering why Daniel chose those specific ones. And then also, yeah, what makes this product more potent or different than any of these other products that we're seeing on the market?
Yeah, of course. That's a great question. So first of all, it's based on old recipe. So going back in China, the blend that we have that you can see, that was specifically designed by TCM masters in China. So I mean, I'll just share it. We'll see if you'll cut it out or not. But so the intention, the literal intention was for them to put together a blend that would help, let's call it, terminal ill people that fight with various forms of illnesses, that the underlying root cause is chronic inflammation. So that's cancer, cysts, diabetes, lots of other things. And chronic inflammation problems is the biggest problem in the US. All of the diseases. Yeah. So the goal for them was to come up with a blend that would help with this. So they put together a specific list of adaptogenic mushrooms, as you just listed. It's in the here, it's on the longevity one. And so it's not only the composition, the reishi, chaga, cordyceps, lion's mane, all of those. It's also the ratio between them. So there is a specific ratio between them to make the blend work even better. And then it's the honey. So there are studies that show that adaptogenic mushrooms in honey, that this combination provides better absorption. And so, basically better bioavailability. So,
Yeah.
and the
Honey
way
is a
how
great
this is,
driver to
yes,
get it into the
exactly. The
cells.
way that this
Yeah.
is, the way it works, like simplified, is that the sugar in honey is basically the carrier of the nutrients of the adaptogenic mushroom. So it's the composition is the ratio between them. It's the honey, and then it's the potency of the adaptogenic mushroom, so extracts. So the average industry standard is about 8 to 1 or 10 to 1. That means for from 10 kilo of adaptogenic mushrooms or 10 grams, you get 1 gram of extract. So this is the average, standard average. And we have like 25 to 1. That means it's more than 2 times, sometimes like 3 times more potent with the same volume. So all of these things that I just mentioned is what makes this product different, that it was like specifically designed. These blends are in China would be considered a medicine. They are like medicine. In official ways in China, they would be like medicine or a drug or something. But according to Western standards, we cannot call it like this way. But
Thank God, because then all of us get to buy it. We don't have to go through a doctor to get it or something, you know?
yeah, yeah, of course, we, as I mentioned, so we are now entering the US market. We are already there. We have US company, US warehouse, and we can send them anywhere. But Daniel was running the company in Czech Republic well, now for 2 years, and he basically has more than 30,000 customers. And so I've seen some texts, some emails, that where people, it really just basically saved their lives from. I can mention some stories later, but so the story of Daniel and the customer stories got me, and this was for me like a no-brainer, that this is something I want to devote my life for the next at least 5 years or so.
Yeah. So I was just thinking like any testimonials that, obviously I know, we'll get shut down if we're not allowed to say that it cure, treats, or diagnose, any diseases. So we're not going to say that. But just what have you seen anecdotally from people's stories? Like any of the ones that like jumped out at you, where you just like were like, and again, you said it like, man, I saw the testimonials, and that's what made me jump on to this, to wanting to do this even more, because I saw the lives that were being changed and impacted.
Yeah, so from all of the various testimonials, I'll mention two. So there's what's the word, like a guy that's doing autopsies, on dead bodies. So he knows the biology in and out. So, and the doctors found out that he has 5 cysts on various parts on his body, and one of them, I think it was on his near stomach or something. He knew that it's almost impossible to like do a surgery on it. And so he started to take two of our products. And then a couple of months later, he basically called like Daniel, hey, I have to talk to, because, and they got to talk. And he told him, that look, here is one paper from the doctor, and 3 months after that I have another one, and the first one is showing like 5 cysts on my body, and the the second one is showing, basically from the 5 cysts is showing only one, and that is a fraction of what it used to be. So four disappeared like completely, and the fifth got like very like much smaller. So, and for him, that he was like not the doctor, but he was doing autopsies. This was for him like almost like a miracle, because he was not doing anything else. He just added to whatever, his, let's say, lifestyle. He just added, the Wyse earth honey, and so this was quite powerful because it's confirmed by doctor, of course. And the other story is with a woman that she had cancer on her reproductive or organs.
Yeah, the ovaries. Okay. Wow.
And basically she told the doctor, hey, I want to try like something else. The doctor was against, but she tried the honey anyway. And after like couple of months, the tumor started to shrink and dry out, and it was basically dying. It was drying out. And this, the description of the what's going on in the tumor, this was the doctor's words, that it's shrinking, it's drying out. And so you would think that the doctor would ask, oh my god, what you are doing, like what is it, I want to know. But she said, yeah, just keep doing whatever you are doing. It's improving. But she didn't have any other questions. So just these two stories out of.
Yeah. Yeah, very cool. It's funny too. It's interesting because when you think of like cancer or something like that, or these tumorous growths, and I mean, there's different philosophies with everything, but they talk about like not having glucose, going a ketogenic diet because it starves the cancer. But yet here's something like honey, like clearly that's not ketogenic. That's like a glucose. But it's always interesting because these mother nature's like foods, like they all have like a purpose and they do something. So it's interesting that even amongst some of the research that we've seen and the benefits of ketogenic, maybe when you have some tumorous growth or cancer, this honey is still, it's still doing it has these antioxidants, these polyphenols in it that are really helpful and anti-inflammatory for the body. So it's neat to see. Sometimes I think we need to trust mother nature, and that's what you guys are doing.
Yeah, exactly. I like to think that, for every, disease or health problem, there's a cure in the nature. And you're right that there are so many approaches to various diseases, different diets, some, as you mentioned, like ketogenic, you have to avoid all of the sugars and everything. But one of the substances in adaptogenic mushrooms are beta glucans, and they are those that sort of like train the killer cells, that to improve basically the immune system and fight, whatever is wrong in the body. And for a mushroom to be in the adaptogenic like category, they have to meet certain criteria. They have to be like non-toxic, non like specific, and they have to have like normalizing effect. So non-toxic means that you cannot overdose, and no matter how much you take. So which is like super crucial, because there, let's say that there are almost like no limits. So nothing can no amount of volume can harm you. And we have a quite a funny story with this, where a scared mother called us because she bought the honey, and this is like a 2 pound, 2 pound jar. For this is like a
Huh?
3 months. This is for 3 months, because one spoon a day is enough. So that's for 3 months. And a scared mother
I'm
called
glad
us
you
that.
asked. I was going to ask you, yeah, these people that are doing these protocols, I was going to ask you what's like the standard dosing, and you were it's just a spoonful, huh?
Yes, exactly. It's a spoonful of day. Depending on the case, we recommend one or two. The products that we have, but it's a spoon a day. Yes, and so she called us, and she was quite scared because you know I left the honey, in the kitchen, and the next day I found out that the jar was empty. And I found out that my two sons, 8 and 9, ate it during a movie. Like
Oh my God.
the whole jar was gone in one night. She was, because you would consider this, yeah, like you treat it as almost like medicine.
Right.
So like, hey, will anything happen to them? And is it safe? And like nothing happened. They like which was obvious for us, but I totally understand her concern. Well, not mention the calories that was
Yeah.
in the jar, but they were like, like no side effects, except like they ate quite a lot of honey. But yeah, so as I was mentioning, it has to be non-toxic and non-specific response. The adaptogenic, one of the key properties, non-specific response, which means that the body, it helps the body to respond to wide a range of stressors, like biological, physical, physiological, environmental. So it's not like a drug specifically aimed at this or that. For a mushroom to be considered like adaptogenic, they need to have this like non specific response. And the third one is the normalizing effect, which is also very rare and unique. That means that it can move, the effects can move like bi-directionally, like, so for example, when your nervous system is overstimulated, it will calm the nervous system down. And if it's the nervous system is understimulated, it will stimulate more. So for example, like ashwagandha or cacao has this power. It in the morning when have cacao, for example, it will boost you, but in the evening it will calm you down. So this is very, very unique to adaptogenic mushrooms, this bi-directional, that it can do whatever is necessary in the body.
Yeah. That's what I love adaptogens. That's something that I've learned more and more about it. They do what's necessary. They do what your body needs. If you need a little bit more, it helps you with that. If you need less stress, it helps with that. They're so amazing. I was going to ask you about the honey too. There's so many different types of honey out on the market. And, one of the things I got into, long, like a decade ago was learning about things like that. And I know there's this thing called Manuka honey, and that has more, I guess, essentially like the active like polyphenols, essentially. So they're just than some other regular honey. It typically has, it's just more antioxidant properties and better. Is there any special sourcing for this honey and similar to Manuka that makes it more bioactive or something like that?
Yeah, so I know Manuka. Most of them come from New Zealand. So we don't have like the like a Manuka honey, but we were choosing very carefully the supplier of the honey, and we went for a local beekeeper that obviously treating the bees well. By local I mean in Czech Republic, because we do the blend in Czech Republic. So and then we ship it to the US. But so the for us, the we were choosing from different locations, different farms. But it was interesting the how where the bees are, if they are fed by something, or if they like find their own food, which was like super crucial for us. So so we went for these for these things when we were like deciding on the supplier. So yeah, these were the key things for us.
It's really, really good. I was going to ask you too. I have a question now about just the different types, but I was just thinking, is Somavedic charging the honey? Are you guys doing anything? Are you surrounding the warehouse with Somavedics? I was just thinking to give it some upgraded frequency.
Yeah, we are not. We are not. It's a good, good idea, but yeah, we are not doing that. But going back to the honey, it's actually pasted honey, because usually, it's liquid. The honey is usually
Yeah,
liquid, and
yeah,
you can see almost through it. But we decided to go for pasted honey. It needs to be, like 3 days. It's it's what's the, in so it's been working on for 3 days, like nonstop, to get the
like
specific
churning. It
consistency.
sounds like Juraj is what you're saying. Like it
Yes,
like
yes,
churns. It's constantly like moving and spinning.
yes,
Almost. Yeah.
exactly. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Very
So
cool. Yeah, it's a
yeah,
thicker honey that people. It's like so. It's like a paste almost, which is great.
yes, exactly. It's like a peanut butter or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it doesn't drip it, and but the most important thing, that it keeps, it keeps uh, the state the same for all the time, so it
Yep.
doesn't
Yeah.
change to liquid, or it doesn't crystallize. So it's almost this like path, like peanut butter.
Yep. Yep. Talk to us about just this isn't the only one you have. The longevity one that we were just talking about, that's like the flagship one. I think like if I were to order one over and over again, it'd be that one just because it has such a nice variety of mushrooms, And then I know you guys are coming out with a couple new ones, which is interesting. But I also like this one. This is another one that I got. It's called
Yeah,
the Detox, and it's
detox. Yeah,
got things like
exactly.
honey, turmeric, sweet wormwood, which, a lot of these wormwoods I always think of are great for like parasites, in the
Yes,
gut.
exactly.
And then you've got black elder extract and black pepper. Talk to me about this one. Why would folks want to use this? And the same thing, would it be like a daily thing? My kids love them both, so and I do too.
Yeah. So basically, when it's first of all, it's great to detox the body on a regular basis. And why we use, like sweet wormwood, is because it's a potent antiparasitic, like a herb. So so that's one thing. Of course, then there's turmeric, there's black pepper, which have a very strong anti-inflammation, like properties. But when you have some kind of health problem, it's always great to do a cleanse first, whether it's like enema, antiparasitic cure, or combining it, just to get help the body to cleanse itself, and then like building on top of it. So if someone would be, like deciding which one to go for, it would be definitely, like these two, the longevity and detox, they like together, because it's also like a 1 spoon a day. This is basically for 1 month, but it's enough to do this cure like twice a year. So this the rest of the honeys you can take every day all year, like it doesn't matter. But the detox is really basically enough, once a quarter, or once every 6 months. So that was the intention with.
Yeah. And then with the detox too, would you think, I mean, I was giving it to my kids, like I said, when they were sick. I thought, hey, I mean, a little bit of extra black elder, like I'm assuming that's like from the elderberry
Yes, yes.
plant. And then the wormwood, I just thought, hey, great for probably just taking out some anti-parasites. I mean, like you said, or, anything in gut issues. So I was giving it to them just during that time. And then I would follow it up with a scoop of the longevity,
Yeah.
which seemed to work
And
well.
yeah,
So
and it actually tastes great. I really love the taste of this. And when we were, 2 weeks ago, we were in LA exhibiting, and at the Healthspan Summit, people, went for, they love the taste of the detox most. Of course, it's, you don't choose it based on taste, but in because I think all of them taste great, but the detox just tastes a bit different, and I like the specific taste. Then we have this one. You don't have that one, but it's called Heart Flow, and so it has Midland Hawthorn extract, reishi, chaga, and all of those other adaptogenic mushrooms. But the main part with the Heart Flow is, as the name suggests, is for cardiovascular, like to support the cardiovascular system, whether it's, blood pressure or cholesterol or something along those lines. It was designed for that. And pretty soon we will launch it's called Power, and that's designed for, athletes, managers, students, and it's mainly based on cordyceps and uh, ginseng, cordyceps and Asian ginseng. So it's improving, the VO2, the oxygen, the mental performance, the physical performance, and even libido. So yeah, we are coming out with that in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, that's exciting. The whole thing about cordyceps, a lot of people talk about it, but they found, I think, it was the Chinese runners, I think, the women runners were taking it and they were blowing everybody out of the water. And they're like, "What are you guys
Yes,
doing?" And they're like, "Well, we're supplementing with Cordyceps militaris," and they saw improvements in their VO2 max and blood flow and the way the body could carry oxygen. So that's pretty
exactly.
neat. And then have you got any feedback? Obviously, you have a lot of feedback from this one, the longevity. Have you gotten feedback from HeartFlow? I didn't even I knew you had Power coming out, but I didn't even realize about HeartFlow. Yeah, have people giving you some good feedback in terms of that? Or no, usually you don't make products unless there's a reason, like people are demanding that they need this. So I'm assuming there was a lot of demand, at least
Yeah.
in within the 30,000 people that Daniel's spoken to. Like, hey, we need something to support the cardiovascular system because we're seeing this. Yeah, just curious how that came about.
Exactly. We've discussed this, that the chronic inflammation is the root cause of most of the illnesses currently. There are, like, cardiovascular problems are one of almost the number one amongst them. So it came, out of like necessity and request, and we do have people improving blood pressure and cholesterol levels, but so it is basically delivering the sort of promise or on the intention. But what was quite interesting for me is that there's a guy that had, or he still has, like, diabetes, and you would say that diabetes and honey, it's not a good, let's say, match.
Right,
But
right.
yeah, but thanks to the heart flow, he had heart flow and longevity. So thanks to those two, after, couple of weeks, it was about 2 months, I think. So it's basically one dosage, because one is for 3 months. But he was able, because we were talking to his wife, and he said that he was able. She said that he was able to lower the insulin dosage by almost 90%
Whoa.
after like 2 months of taking, the honey. Of course, when someone has diabetes, you have to be, take it very, very slowly, sip it throughout the day, very, very slowly. But still, the amazing properties of the adaptogenic mushrooms were able, to help him quite substantially with the
That's amazing. Wow, so cool. I wanted to ask you what else you guys got going on? Anything else? Like, I mean, you just mentioned Power is coming out pretty soon, but any other exciting projects either that you're working on with Wise Earth that we can expect in the future, or just even with you and everything that you got going on that you want to share with us?
Yeah, I mean, this is my, mission for the next years. I'm all in on this, because I'm in the health and wellness space since 2012, and this is my passion. This is something that fulfills me, and so I'm with Wise Earth and the products. We we will have, I don't know when, maybe Q1, Q1, we will have fat burner, that helps with burning the fat, like a specific blend that will help burning the fat. And one that is also quite requested one that will help with PMS problems for women.
Wow.
So we already have quite a lot like positive feedback on PMS, like helping with PMS problems. And I've read various basically like testimonials on that. So it's helping already women with PMS problems, but we wanted to improve that, and we will be in Q1 coming out, with a specific blend just for that.
Yeah. Very cool. I was just thinking too, I'm like, it'd be a great combination doing something like longevity in the morning and then even maybe like heart flow at night. Like you could kind of do like you stack them, something like that. I think
Yeah,
that might,
you
that'd be
can
neat.
definitely you can. I do that, and you can. Yeah, people can definitely do that.
Yeah. Amazing stuff, man. I feel like we cover a lot, but anything I didn't ask you before we wrap up stuff that you wish I had?
Yeah, no, I think we've mentioned basically everything. They can learn much more about us and the products on our website, like wiseearth.com. Wise with WYSE Earth. It's one word, wiseearth.com. And yeah, that's there's all of the info there.
Yeah, amazing. And then Juraj, what about on social? Are you guys active on Instagram? Is there anywhere else that people can connect with you other than the Wise Earth website, which again, guys, is spelled UYSE Earth, all one word. But yeah, anywhere else that they can connect with you guys? What's best?
Yes. On Instagram, they can definitely follow us. It's wise_earth. And if they wanna, reach out to me personally, it's Juraj. It's JURAJ at Wise Earth.
Amazing. Juraj Kocar from Wise Earth and Somavetic. Man, thanks for being on the show again and sharing this knowledge with everybody. This is powerful stuff. I appreciate you so much, brother. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe, for having me.